Your mind will always believe everything you tell it. So feed it hope, feed it truth, feed it with love, and also tell yourself that no one is you, and that's your power. Hello, my dear learners. Welcome to another English learning session. These are the sessions which are crafted for all those learners who want to learn English on their own. So, welcome to Real English Sessions with Real English Teacher here at Skillfident with your mentor Namita. Today's session is power packed. You're going to love it. You're going to learn a lot today. This session is going to be full of knowledge. And if you are serious about learning English, if you're serious about taking your English to the next level, polishing your skills, then this session is going to be a real superpower for you. Please sit with a notebook and pen, note down everything because these are real English classes. Just because you're getting it for free doesn't mean that they don't have value. So note down everything that we are going to do today and sit with that mindset that you're going to learn something new and that you can speak English without paying even a single penny to anybody. You are having a free class, you're going to attend it thoroughly. It is up to you how serious you are, how important you feel English is for you. But I surely have an idea that those learners who are with me from quite some time find it useful and you're going to take the maximum benefit out of it. So let's start the session for the day. So in today's class, we are going to do variety of activities. The first one is going to be polishing your English. So we are going to learn some expressions, some idioms as you may call it, to make your English sound advanced. We are trying to improve the quality of English that you already speak. You know a lot of things already, but to take it to the next level, we need to incorporate a lot of expressions. So there is going to be some vocabulary plus sentence formation kind of exercise, and then we are going to do some reading practice. You're going to read with me. I have chosen a wonderful book for you and I've selected a nice lesson, something which you will be able to resonate with and which will help you in your self-improvement as well. Then there is a vocabulary building activity for all of you. And ultimately, I'm going to give you homework. Now, today's homework is very special. I'm giving you some self-speaking practice situations. I'll be giving you some situations where you are going to express yourself in the best possible way. So let's see how you do that. I hope you're all sitting with your notebook and pen and you're ready to note down what we are going to do today. So it is December, we are almost the midway, and you have spent past 11 months in the best possible manner as you could. So you must have created some memories, and that's what is going to be the theme for our day. We are going to do some expressions which are related to memories, idioms you can call them, which are related to memories, because every year leaves us with some memories, isn't it? So the first one noted down is a blast from the past. A blast from the past. This expression is used for something which is long forgotten, something which was unexpected. Basically, it means that an incident or any event that reminds you of a past memory. So then we use this expression, a blast from the past. I'll create a sentence for all of you. Listen to this one. The Christmas get-together with my school friends last year was a real blast from the past. the school, we have left school long ago, but meeting all the old friends and getting back together with them for a celebration like Christmas is real blast from the past, something that you had forgotten. Isn't it like when we start working, we get married, we have families to take care of, we pick up a lot more responsibilities than what we had during school days. So we forget the definition of fun, the kind of fun we had with our friends during school days. So reviving all those memories is like real blast from the past. You have to create a sentence of your own, or simply use it whenever you're talking with your friends or you're talking to your colleagues. Use this expression, a blast from the past. The second one, and it is my favorite, I simply love this one expression. It is rose tinted glasses. The expression is rose tinted glasses. Now, as you can make out, it's like looking at something through glasses. So, seeing the past in a positive manner, in a positive, or I would say an idealized way, looking at it in such a manner where you often ignore the flaws. We are looking at something from a rose tinted perspective. So, since we are talking about past here, memories, so seeing the past or looking at the past in a positive and idealized manner, but we are looking at it in such a way where we are ignoring the bad or the negative side of it. We are only looking at the positive when we feel that everything was so good. So isn't it something which happens with you that there are some memories which we always feel were so good? Like, I personally feel that childhood is overhyped in the hindsight. Whenever we look at it, we always feel that, oh, childhood was such a beautiful time. When we grow up, we are adults and we have a life of our own, we always feel that childhood was the best time of our life because it is passé now. But the reality is that when we were children, it was equally difficult. The examination was so horrific. Getting up every morning, wearing the same school uniform, going to school, a lot of discipline, and every decision of ours, every choice of ours was controlled by our parents. We weren't free to choose for ourselves, to decide for ourselves. Like, it was very controlled and dominated phase. But now when we look at it through rose tinted glasses. We feel that, oh, childhood was amazing just because we didn't have those many responsibilities as we have now. So we often ignore the negatives, the flaws, the bad side of it. We only like to remember the good side, that we were free, a little free, though we were not. If we look at it correctly, it was not. So let's create a sentence related to the childhood only. We all tend to look at our childhood through rose tinted glasses, but it had challenges too. So you have to tell me in the comment section, what were the real challenges that you faced in your childhood? Try to express it in 2 to 3 sentences. I would love to read it. Tell me the challenges. We all had challenges. So it's like, when you say no, childhood was beautiful, that means you are looking at it through rose tinted glasses. That's why it's my favorite expression. Use it often. Rose tinted glasses. Let's move on to the third one, which is burned into my memory. Burned into my memory. So this expression means something which is so unforgettable or traumatic that it remains clear in your mind. The traumas that you've had, you still, whenever you think of it, you still can feel the pain, something which is unforgettable for you. So we use this expression in that manner. Let me make a sentence for you and then it will be more clear. The day we all friends left our school and chose different career path is burned into my memory forever. So parting from school friends is something very painful. The real friendships and the most unconditional friendships that happens only during the school time. Otherwise, people are mean and we are mostly into a trade, when we grow up, when you have people from in your office or the school friendships are truly valuable. So when we part ways with our friends, it's actually something which leaves an impact, and it simply get burned into your memory. So use this expression. The next one is in the back of my mind. In the back of my mind. I'm sure you've heard of it already, but now you will know the real meaning and how you're going to use it. So now this expression, in the back of my mind, means that something is not at the forefront of your thoughts. Like it is not right there in the forefront of your thoughts, but is still remembered or considered. It is somewhere in the back of your mind. It is very straightforward, very clear, not like really out there so that you can pinpoint, but it is somewhere in the back of your mind. So if I have to give you an example, I would say the name of that book was in the back of my mind all day, and I finally remembered it. I was thinking of a book, but I couldn't really recall the name. It was there in the back of my mind, but now I finally remember it. The name of the book is It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. The book that we are going to read today is something which I simply love. It is a very, very nice book. Okay, so use this expression as well. If we are doing something like this, these real classes, we have to make sure that we are utilizing the lessons that we have learned. So make space for these expressions now. Whenever you're speaking, use them deliberately. All right, consciously use them. Now the next one is live in the past. This one is also quite straightforward, but a very nice expression. Live in the past. When someone spends too much time thinking about past or dwelling on past experiences instead of focusing on the present moment or the future. When somebody is always thinking about past, they're always recalling events from the past, they always feel that the past was good, now the time is bad, there is nothing to look forward to in future, then we use this expression, live in the past. If I have to give you any sentence where you can use it, you can say, my mother needs to stop living in the past and start to move on with her life. Or you can use my friend or my colleague, my boss needs to stop living in the past and move on with their life. It is mostly with the older generation, they always think that when the children were younger, life was good, now it is boring. So it happens. So do you know anyone who loves living in the past? Let me know. I would again want to know if there is somebody in your life also, or if you are the same person who is living in the past. Let me know. All right, the next one is down the memory lane. Down the memory lane. A little common expression, you must have heard of it, but let's look at its real meaning. Now, this expression refers to the act of revisiting or reminiscing about past memories. Down the memory lane. There are some situations which just take you down that memory lane. Let me give you a beautiful example, something which I can very easily resonate with. Reading my slam book pages from childhood is like scrolling down the memory lane. How many of you had that slam book? That slam book with colorful pages where we would ask our friends to fill the details. What do they like? Their favorite color? How do they visualize themselves in future? Their favorite actor and every detail about them. There used to be a slam book. I still have it with me. How many of you have had a slam book and you got it filled with your friends and the people you know? Please let me know if there was a slam book. Do you have any memory of that slam book? Slam books used to be beautiful. Now everything is replaced with our phone. I sometimes really feel nostalgic about the precious things we owned during that time, like a stereo, the radio or FM. People had it, and we had these slam books. There was a beautiful alarm clock, and there were such precious things. Everything has been replaced by a phone, which is sad sometimes, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next expression, which is make a memory. Make a memory, making a memory. This is the act of creating a memorable experience. Simple. So, if I have to simply put it into a sentence, I'll say I have planned a road trip with my friends this weekend to make some memories before this year ends. So it is December already. I've planned a trip with my friends just to make some memories. So making a memory, it's straightforward, but lovely expression, use it. Consciously use it. Otherwise, there is no point noting them all down if you aren't using it. Okay, now the next one is having a selective memory. Selective memory. Now, as the words are telling you, it is about selection. So, the tendency to remember certain details while forgetting others, often to suit one's purposes, where you're just remembering a piece of some event, not the entire thing. You're just choosing the certain details and you forget the rest of the thing because it suits your purpose. This is how you would want it. Let me put it in a sentence and then it will be more clear to you. I have seen many people having selective memory when it comes to their past mistakes. Have you seen such people who have made some blunder in the past, who have done something wrong to you, and now when you try to recall it and you try to talk it out with them, they will just mention the details which is okay with them, which is not proving them guilty. So they would forget all the details. No, I didn't say that. What are you saying? I can't remember it. So it happens. People do these kind of things. So yes, in such situations we use selective memory. So many people have selective memories. All right. This next one is a nice expression. Memories come flooding back. Memories come flooding back. When a rush of memories suddenly return, then a lot of memories, they just suddenly come back to you. We use memories come flooding back. A very simple sentence would be, whenever I visit my hometown, my most precious childhood memories come flooding back. And I think it happens with everyone. We are all living in different places because of our jobs, or we've moved on, we got married into different cities, but whenever we go back to our hometowns, there is something lovely, something nostalgic. You don't really want to go back there, but you would not mind reliving the old days. So yes, the memories just flood back. The shop where you used to buy those candies, there was a friend's house where nobody is living now. A lot of things, the veranda, the trees, the park which you used to play in, everything. The memories just flood back to you. Lovely expression. Use it. Use them. Okay, the next one is photographic memory. Again, you can make it out from the name. Photographic memory. Now, photographic memory means having an exceptional ability to remember things with great detail and accuracy. So somebody who can remember everything with detail, the dates or the events or how it happened, the day of the week, what exactly was happening at that moment. Some people have photographic memory. The most beautiful sentence would be, most of the Indian wives have a photographic memory and they can recall the smallest details. Ask the husbands. How many husbands are watching this video right now? You can easily tell me that whether your wife has this photographic memory or not. Your mother told me those things in that year and this is what you did to me, and they remember everything, isn't it? Well, that was on a lighter note, but yes, many people have photographic memory, and I believe females have this very sharp memory. They remember things easily. They still remember birthdays, anniversaries, and everything. So women generally have photographic memory. Women who are watching it, do you agree with this one or not? All right, the next one is faded memory. Now, the first one is photographic memory. This one is faded memory. Now, faded means when a memory which has become less vivid, or which is, which has really faded, or which has cleared over time. So we use this faded memory. Like, all my childhood travel vacations are just a faded memory now. I think I should travel more often to create new memories. So whenever we had gone for holidays with our parents, the trips to the road trips or whichever vacations, when parents take you along, you're really young, under 10, you can't really remember a lot of it, and you cannot explore the place on your own. So those are all faded memories. You only look at the pictures, the photographs, the hard copies that we had, the albums, photo albums. So you remember, okay, so this is where we went, this was the hill station, this was the beach. But it is all a faded memory now. We need to travel now to explore the places on our own, and there is nobody to stop us. No, don't go there. No, don't do this, isn't it? So, these were some wonderful expressions with memories. Use them. Don't let this learning go waste. I'm sure you've written it down, but try using them. They're very simple expressions, but when you speak with these kind of idioms, when you speak to your colleagues in your office, presenting something to your friends, your English sounds much more polished. The quality of your English improves. It shows that your level has actually improved. You can speak, but still you're not confident, is because you're not polishing it. Let's polish it. Okay, now is the time for some reading. Here is this book. It takes only a minute to Change Your Life by Willie Jolly, one of my very, very favorite books. And this is a very, very nice book. I think, read something before also, long back in one of my sessions, but today we are going to read something which is titled as Blessed and Highly Favored, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to love it. So read along with me. You'll find the text right in front of you. Simply read along with me. Let's begin the reading session. When you wake up every day, how do you greet others and how do you respond to their greetings? When people ask you how you're doing, do you say fine, pretty good, okay, not bad, just trying to make it, or life stinks? Do you respond with gusto and enthusiasm, or just say what everybody else says without any thought or feeling? How do you respond? Studies have shown that life responds to you as you respond to life. Zig Ziglar says, outstanding and getting better. Les Brown says, better than good and better than most. My son William says, great. And for years I said, terrific. I've never seen a better day. I woke up. Then one day I met Zemira Jones, the president of WLS Radio in Chicago, who over the years has become one of my best friends. When I first met him and asked him, how are you today? He responded, I'm blessed and highly favored. I asked him, what was that? What did you say? He said, blessed and highly favored. I said, wow, what a fantastic greeting. May I borrow it? He said, please, and share it with lots of other people, because they need to know about the power of greeting and how they should speak positive and power affirmations into their lives. How you greet and meet others is a major part of how life greets and meets you on a daily basis. Not only does it affect the people you speak to, but more importantly, it affects you. To say, I am blessed and highly favored not only speaks about how you feel, but also your constant state of being. You're expressing how you feel now and how you're going to feel later. You're expressing what is going on in your life and what you want to occur in your life. You are calling forth those things that be not as though they were. You are blessed and highly favored when you feel good and when you do not feel good. You're blessed and highly favored when you have money in your pocket and when you are broke. You are blessed and highly favored when things are going well and when there are challenges because you're expressing your faith that things are going to get better. Blessed and highly favored. It has become the motto of my staff, my family, and my friends. I've shared it with so many audiences that we have had to start a blessed and highly favored club, which includes a newsletter and toll-free daily positive message line. Greet and meet life with excitement, enthusiasm, and great expectations, and life will respond in kind. Folks, it's another great day, and yes, I am blessed and highly favored. What have you learned from this month? Now, you can also use the same response. When somebody asks you, how are you? You can easily say, I'm blessed and highly favored. Isn't this a great response, a great reply to someone? Now, you are going to summarize this. What have you learned in your own words? And tell this to someone, to your parents, your mother, father, your sibling, any friend of yours. If you have joined any classes, tell this to your teacher that you've learned something like this. In your class, tell this. Give it a title of your own and tell how people have to respond when somebody asks them, how are you? Okay, the next title is expectancy. It is again wonderful. In order to be a success, you need to cultivate a positive mental attitude. Every day, you need to develop a positive outlook and a positive expectancy. A positive outlook is to look for the good in situations rather than the bad. A positive outlook is to see the rain and be excited because you know that plants need rain to grow and flowers need the rain to blossom. And without the rain, we would live in a desert. A positive expectancy is to expect great things. There is an old saying that miracles usually come to those who expect them and welcome them. Expect great things and develop a positive mental attitude, and you will be able to do great things. With a positive mental attitude, you can weather every storm and know that with every blessing, there is a burden, and with every burden, there is a blessing. Aim for the blessings. Have a great day. Now, he has explained something further. Most times, when people speak of attitude, they refer to a person's disposition, temperament, or personality. We all know people who have an attitude, which usually means a bad attitude. A bad attitude refers not only to a poor disposition, but also to a poor mental mindset, a negative way of looking at the world. It is a way to see only the negative aspects of each situation. The glass is half empty rather than half full. It's a pessimistic view of the world. I once read that the definition of a pessimist is someone who complains about the noise when opportunity knocks. Well, if there is such a thing as a bad attitude, there must also be such a thing as good attitude, a positive perspective, and an optimistic view. A positive mental attitude creates optimism and positive expectations versus a negative outlook and negative perspective. As my good friend Larry Winget says, no matter what you do in life, you will do it much better with a positive mental attitude and a negative mental attitude. So it's about being optimistic, or you choose to be pessimistic, the benefits of having a positive mental attitude and how important it is for us to develop that. Let's move on with the next title, which says optimistic, which sounds amazing. Listen to it carefully. As you develop a positive mental attitude, you will also develop optimism. Optimism is the attitude that expects good things to happen and the ability to believe that positive things are going to result from your actions. If you're optimistic, you develop a sense of expectancy to see the good in things rather than the bad. As you develop your positive mental attitude, remember to remain optimistic. Look for the rainbow and know you can't have a rainbow unless it rains. I like to use a phrase I heard. I'm so optimistic that I'm going fishing for Moby Dick in a rowboat and I'm taking the tartar sauce with me. That he's so positive that he is going to catch a fish. Stay positive and remember that it is the positive thinker who most often sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. I would read the explanation, but before that, I want you to note down the quotes. Like, this is such a nice quote that positive thinker who most often sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. So, something like these, keep noting down these quotes. This is part of your homework. Now, statistics show that attitude makes a difference not only in achievement but also in physical health. People with a positive attitude tend to get sick less, and that is so true. And when they are sick, they get well quicker. Yes, this is how it happens. That's so true. Do you agree with this one? So, being positive helps. I know there are situations when we cannot simply be positive. We feel that life is not treating us well, things are not going our way, but if we hold on to that hope that things are going to get better, just being that positive person, it will help you and it will help the things change for better. Now, I'll be reading this last paragraph. Live until you die. Your attitude is much more important than the facts. While speaking to a senior citizens group, one lady stopped me and said that she was depressed because she didn't feel useful anymore. I asked her if she realized that Colonel Sanders didn't start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 65. Do you know? KFC, the famous chain, was started by Colonel Sanders when he was 65. When people just lose hope, oh, we are going to die. So, Clara Peller didn't say, "Where's the beef?" and became a popular TV star until she was in her 80s. And that George Burns won an Oscar in his 80s and signed a 10-year performance contract when he was in his 90s. Senior citizens are running marathons, opening businesses, scaling mountains, and doing all sorts of amazing things. They realize that they are getting older, but their attitude is one of, "I would rather wear out than rust out." George Burns used to say his daily key to success was to get up and look in the obituaries. If his name was not listed, then he would get busy. He lived until he was 100 years old and then he died. Not like many who retire from living at 65 and are simply buried years later. I implore you, do not stop living until you die. As Satchel Paige, the great Negro League baseball player, said as he continued to pitch into his 60s, age is simply about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Folks, enjoy life all of your life. Isn't it amazing? Now, I again tell you to write down these quotes, like the one by this baseball player says, age is simply about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. And make sure that you're writing it somewhere where you can read it every morning. The collection of quotes, since we are going to have series of these reading sessions, you have to collect numerous quotes from this. Now, definitely you're going to summarize all that you've learned today. Stand in front of the mirror and try to recall whatever we have just read today in this amazing book. Whether it was about being optimistic or what harms can pessimism cause you. So talk about optimism, pessimism, developing a positive mental attitude. Talk about living until you die, how some people stop living once they are in their mid-30s or mid-40s and then they are buried years later. So it's not about that literal death. It's about people who stop living. Talk about everything. Talk about how you can respond and how you can sound energized in the morning by saying that we are blessed and highly favored. So this is all about being positive. So talk about it and stand right there for good 10-15 minutes and keep speaking, keep telling these things to yourself. And after that, once you finish, feel the energy that you have within you. This is going to be a great task. And right now, you are going to take out 10 good vocabulary words out of all the reading that we have done. Pick up words like optimism. We were talking about all these things. You can pick up words like intangible. There were some really nice words. Blossom. So it is up to you. You have to choose the words. Enthusiasm. So something which really hits your mind when you read those words. So pick out 10 vocabulary words and then use them in your sentences. But this one task, those who have come this far, and I'll know who my serious learners are, please write those 10 words in the comment section that, okay, you actually managed to sit through the session and you were really listening. So what are the 10 words that you've picked up? Type them. It is not a big deal. Just the words, not the sentences. Simply type the words that you've selected from this text and I will read them and of course I'll respond. And then you are going to do the practice by standing in front of the mirror. Apart from that, I am going to give you some situations to talk about. All right, the self-practice English speaking practice, or basically the speaking skill practice, right? So what we are going to do, first of all, you'll simply note them down. This is going to be a weekly task. So this whole week, the weekend is here. This whole week, you're going to practice speaking about these things. The first one, you have to describe a moment when you truly felt at peace. We were talking about memories. So something in the past year when you truly felt at peace. And what were the circumstances? What was happening when you were feeling so peaceful, and how can you invite more of that peace into your life now? What can you do to feel the same feeling that you're having right now? So this can be a great self-practice exercise for you. Just talk about it to yourself. Then write down, what is that one goal that I want to achieve this week? This week, because this is a weekly practice for you. So what is that one goal you want to achieve this week, and why is it so important to you? It's better if you cannot recall of something, I would say it's better to have weekly goals rather than having yearly or monthly goals. Break down your goals into smaller smaller segments. So have a weekly goal. Like this week, I'm going to use a lot of advanced expressions while talking to other people. Or if it is related to your professional or your personal life, completely up to you, but have a goal, mention it and talk about it. Talk about each of these situations for 2 to 3 minutes, right? And why is this goal so important for you? Mention that. The next situation is, what can I do this week to step out of my comfort zone? I'm sure there are so many areas where you simply developed a comfort. So what can you do to come out of your comfort zone so that you can explore more of life, so that you can do more things, you can do things differently. So it is not limited to your English, it is about every other aspect of your life. So what can you do to come out of your comfort zone? Like maybe sitting in front of your television screen or in front of your mobile phone screen is something which you've developed as a habit. Step out. Please limit your screen time and anything like that. Then, this is a very important task and you have to do it right now. This is something you're going to do today. Search for one beautiful quote that can guide you through the entire week. One nice quote which can energize you. Like we have read something very energizing today, something which must have filled you with a lot of positivity, something like that. A quote which you have to note down in this English notebook of yours right in the beginning. So whenever you open the notebook, if there is a space outside the notebook, write it there, but choose a quote for yourself. Let me give you one by Albert Einstein. It's a very nice quote. He says that life is like riding a bicycle. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. So he says that life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Isn't it? We have to keep moving. No matter what you feel, that, oh my God, you feel inferior, I'm not being able to speak in English, I'm not being able to achieve all the goals, I'm not being able to polish my English speaking skills, but I have to keep moving. One day at a time, 2 words, no? Building vocabulary, or just working on my pronunciation. Just keep moving. You cannot just leave it. Like we balance so many things, the handles, the pedals, and this is how we learn to ride a bicycle. So search one quote. This is something which I have given you, but you have to search one quote for yourself. Then, what is a new skill that I want to learn and I want to try doing this in this week, the next week, the week that follows? So what is that new skill that you want to learn and try doing something? Is it cooking a particular cuisine? Like if suppose you are from South India, you know how to make idli sambar or dosa sambar or uttapam. This is what we get here in South Indian restaurants. So what about trying a recipe like chole bhature from the north, or a vada pav, or making a cuisine like pav bhaji or aloo ka paratha? If you want to try your hand at cooking, or you want to try some painting, a new skill like decoupage painting, or you want to try singing, learning to play guitar, everything is available on YouTube, a guitar lesson. What is that new skill that you would like to learn this week? And you'll try doing it with a good amount of dedication, not like a joke. And we have to keep learning, all right? You cannot never say that, oh, I'm not going to learn anything. Keep learning new skills. All right. Then this next question that you're going to speak about is, how can I make this week better than the last week? Last week you did some mistakes. We all do that. Last week has not been up to the mark the way you wanted it. There were certain things you wanted to achieve, but you couldn't. Now, how can you make this week better, more productive, more where you are giving yourself opportunity to learn more positive? What can you do to make this week better? Speak about it. The last situation, okay, let's end it here. The last situation is, what is that one strength that I will be using this whole week? English might not be your strength right now, but what is your strength? What are the things that you are good at? Are you good at team management in your office? Are you very good with multitasking? Are you good with making peace with the rest of the members? Are you very good in organizing events? What are your strengths? Are you fearless? Are you genuinely very positive? Some people have that positive mental attitude already. So what are your strengths, and how you're going to use it the whole week? What happens is that when we are focusing on our weaknesses, we completely forget about our strengths. Know your strength and use this strength the entire week. And first of all, talk about it. So these were all speaking situations. You're going to practice speaking on all these things. 2 to 3 minutes is the least that you can dedicate, but of course you can speak for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, up to you. So this was your homework. I hope you found this session fruitful. It is. The reading sessions are something which I love. What about you? Do you really like reading sessions? And give me your names, the people who have attended the entire session. I want to know your names. You are my serious learners, so I can invite you for for a session with me personally via Google Meet, because if I know that there are certain people who are genuinely serious about the free sessions, I can give you some personal sessions as well. So just give me your name if you have come this far. I will also know how many people have reached till the end. And keep practicing your English. These sessions are enough. These kind of sessions, if you're attending and you're seriously dedicating your 40-45 minutes, 1 hour, nobody can stop you from speaking English fluently on your own. You don't need anything else. This is sufficient. This is a good self-practice time for you. Good vocabulary building, learning new expressions, reading something new, building a positive mindset, everything. This is a full package. So this is all that you need. All right. So I'll keep coming up with more sessions like this. I will be waiting for your feedback. Until then, keep loving yourself, keep practicing your English, have faith in your abilities, and take care of yourself. Bye bye for now.